Because I'm saying, some women are still emotionally attached to their ex.
Oh, you don't think men are?
I'm not saying that though. I'm just saying. Hello, welcome to another episode of our podcast.
Love, Life, and Luggage.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Eulica. Welcome back.
And we got a barn burner for y'all today.
My Lord, I'm not ready.
All right, baby. So we're just going to get into it. This is a hot topic. We had some disagreements with it, so we're just going to roll through it.
So are you really ready to date again? On what we're saying. So you might think, I'm ready. Oh, yeah, I have an outfit to wear. Yeah, I have a restaurant to go to. That's not what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. We want to know, are you really ready to date? And we got 5 areas that we're going to touch on. Right. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Are you really ready? And we're talking about folks over 50. I have to keep reiterating that. We're talking about folks over 50.
Absolutely.
Are you really ready to date?
Are you ready for this life?
Number 1.
All right. Are you financially grounded? Now, this is a touchy subject, babe. I know that just being a man, I didn't always have my stuff together on a financial tip, okay? And so I would pull myself out of the dating scene because, maybe I didn't have enough money to, treat a woman out on a really nice date. I'm sure she deserved the best. I just wasn't able to give that at the time. So, men, I encourage you. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back if, financially you're not there yet.
And I think that it's even before the date, it's talking about, are you financially stable to take care of yourself? Like, do you have a roof over your head?
Yes.
Do you have steady transportation? Yes. Do you have a steady income? Yes. And so a lot of people say like there's pee in the dating pool, but sometimes really things don't work out because we're not ready to date, which is what we're getting in today.
Right.
And are you financially stable? So it doesn't mean that you need $1 million, but it may mean you need to get your time will be better spent making sure that you're financially stable for yourself.
You don't have to be making 6 figures. Just have to be able to financially take care of yourself, provide for yourself. All right. And if you have kids or whatever, just making sure you're solid on that front before, you get yourself out in the dating pool.
I think some things that haven't worked out is because that was not in place or solid. And you don't want to create any financial stress, because I want to eat, 2 Big Macs instead of 1. Or you don't want to create a dependency and kind of like a shame about not feeling good about where you are.
And there's no shame in the fellas.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Just take a few steps back, get yourself together, bounce back, and get back in the game.
Say I'm working overtime. And you say fellas, but I would apply to women as well. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the advice I like to give, and that I have even said for myself, a man is not a plan. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we're looking for men to pay because we don't have ourselves financially. So that's why that date is such a big deal, and we won't eat at certain restaurants because we're kind of putting our whole experience on that. We want to make sure that we get treated.
That's a great point.
But when you are financially together and you can take yourself out to dinner or go out with your friends, then it's not an all-in be-all that this man take you to a 5-star restaurant on the first. So financially grounded.
Financially grounded, yes.
Absolutely. So number 2, are you emotionally healed and whole? Have you done your work? Absolutely. Have you cried it out? Have you cried in your cornflakes? Are you embracing yourself? Like for me, transparent moment, I had to learn to be single. I had been in a very long, multi-decade relationship. I had been a mother. So I wasn't used to being in a quiet house by myself. I had to learn to spend time with myself, to go on dates by myself, go to a restaurant and sit down. Like, are you whole in yourself? Because if you have a successful relationship, you need 2 whole people.
Absolutely. And while we're on that, women, are you emotionally ready to date? I mean, have you emotionally let go of
Why
your
are you just saying
relationship?
women? Just women.
I'm just saying, not just women. I mean, I'm just saying, sometimes in situations like this, women people haven't let go past relationships, and they carry that baggage on to the next relationship. I'm saying it happens. All right.
I'm just saying, what's with the women thing? I just think that it presents itself differently in men and women.
Yeah.
Sometimes the man, going through this little whole situation is because he is not whole. Have you let go of your emotional baggage?
Yes,
We're going to
yes.
move on before a fight breaks out. Number 3.
Yes. Do you actually have time to date? I mean, it's a lot happening in the world. A lot of people have work. A lot of people have other obligations. They may have, at our age, I still, I'm there for my granddaughter. I have to get on the bus. We have, and we just, there's only one pie that's kind of sliced several different ways. So do you really have the time
Correct.
to invest
If you're working 2 jobs, if you're going to school, getting your PhD or whatever, do you really have time to dedicate to dating? And if you're dating, do you have time to date multiple people? You got to be realistic in what you do, because you don't want to connect with somebody and then have them feel neglected.
Correct.
Do you have time to date? Do you really? And the one point I wanted to add here is because you're building a full life.
Yes.
You have work, you have family, you have Sunday dinner, Easter dinner with people. Like, you're building a full life. And do you have room for another person? And they also have a whole life.
Right. Because sometimes, a relationship is work.
It is.
And, and if you're in the beginning stages of that, you got to show up.
And you have time to get to know the other person. Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
So number 4.
Number 4.
Are your other relationships in order?
This is a good one.
And that means your family relationships with your adult children.
Yes.
Meaning some things may have happened over the years, and maybe there's a rift there that you haven't settled. Because sometimes we could be using the new relationship to distract us from the other relationships.
Exactly.
So before you start the date, you need to talk to all your siblings talking. Or do you only see each other at funerals and weddings?
Yeah.
Are you good with your mother, your father, if they're still living? Even co-workers, are you the hell raiser on your job? Like, are you good with the relationships? Because really how you show up in those relationships will show up in the other relationship.
Yes.
And you're looking to add a new person to the fold. It should not be when they come to the family dinner, like a fight breaks out.
Dysfunction, you're not in a good relationship with your own children. I mean, you got to nurture these things. So if you're able to nurture your other outside relationships, with your kids, with your ex, with the I hate to say the term baby mama.
Yeah. So is there any relationship that's lingering? Like, do you need to settle matters, make peace with those relationships?
Yes.
It should not be drama in that relationship before you move on to another one. Probably it's drama because you moved and did not address things, get things in order. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be respectful, whatever the boundaries are. Don't have people around my kids, whatever it is. That you've worked that out before you brought in a new relationship.
Absolutely.
Is your other relationships in order? And number 5, do you know what you want? Do you want a booty call? We don't judge here at Love, Life, and Luggage.
No judgment.
But do you want that? And do you know what you need? Like, you need someone to talk nicely to you. You need somebody to take you on a date. You need to see somebody every day or every week. You got to know what you want.
Right, because relationships can mean a lot of different things to different people. A relationship, maybe you're not ready for, a romantic relationship. Maybe you just want somebody to kick it with, hang out, and then have fun with and spend time, but not necessarily anything too heavy.
But I would say with that, you have to be able to communicate that. And you have to be in agreement, because sometimes there's a mismatch. Like the one person only wants something casual, and the other person might say it, but over the time, their heart gets drawn in.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in relationships where I would be like, hey, listen, I'm not looking for anything serious or anything heavy, but yeah, I can say that. But sometimes, and this is both ways. I'm not just harping on the women here today.
You're rough on the women.
I'm just saying, sometimes women think that they can change a man's perspective. Like, oh, he say he ain't ready, but
the lies you tell. That's true.
Make them ready.
but it may grow over time, and sometimes you don't feel comfortable to say that something has changed. Right. And some men are very literal. And we say, we said we're going to only be friends. But it's been 5 years. It's been 4, whatever. We've done a lot together. We've been on vacation. We can't just go back to Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something bigger going on under the surface. If you haven't committed in 5 years, he may not be that into you.
But you just have to know that the other person's heart can change. And you might be getting some heart turning towards you, Tim.
Yeah, I understand.
So now, of course, as always, we ask, one, like, subscribe, follow us. But if you have something to add to the list, please do. We want to hear from you, and it could turn into another video. With that said, we got an email.
Got an email from a viewer.
Yes, he did.
We're not going to name the name. We want to protect the innocence. But it is a dilemma. All right, I'm pulling it out of the luggage. We're unpacking luggage today. All right, now this is a doozy. Now I'm going to reserve my comment because we're going to weigh in on this on another show. But
yes,
we really want to hear what you think about this. All right, so we're unpacking it. All right, so a lady emailed us. This is the scenario. She has been dating her man for 6 months. There's a friend that always pop up, been around. She's met her several times.
So the friend is a female.
So
this is a lady dating a guy, but the guy has a friend.
Guy has a friend.
Okay.
But the way the guy introduced her is this is a family friend, Well, she's done some digging, and sometimes women do. And again, I'm not harping on women.
What is that?
I just know that women are great detectives. Y'all do a lot of good detective
work. Men are not detectives?
Not so much. Not so much.
So you say whatever we say.
Can I finish the letter?
I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. So she did some Facebook work, detective work, she said, and found out that this woman, this friend of the family, that they were lovers, and that she went back as far as 5 years through his search and discovered some Valentine's Day pics.
Search where? On Facebook. On Facebook. Oh,
fellas, Facebook will get you them.
The timeline don't lie.
Fellas. So anyway, so she wants to know what should she do at this point. I have my thoughts on it.
So did she confront him?
She have not confronted him yet.
Oh, so she wants us to wait. And so she's sitting on this.
She's sitting
diabolical.
She's sitting on the tea. She's sitting on the tea, and she just want to know how, what should she do about this situation.
So we need you guys to write in the comments what you would do or what you would suggest.
Yes.
And we're going to make another video out of the answer. And turn into a whole topic.
Yes.
But
if you have more questions,
the lady is waiting on this information. We're gonna have to get her an answer.
Weigh in on the chat. We want to know. Weigh in on the chat, ladies. I especially want to know what. I already know what you do.
So what is the question? So the question is.
So she feels like that he had been hiding the situation.
So he didn't reveal. So he was not transparent about what the full situation is. Correct. So is the issue about the lying, or is the issue about?
I take offense to it being a lie. I mean, is it a lie if he just neglected to tell her that he had something with this?
At a minimum, it is not transparent.
It's not transparent. I don't think it's a lie necessarily.
Okay.
I'm saying that's just
it's the beginnings of a lie. I don't know.
Of the lie?
I just think it's a lack of transparency, which it reeks of a little bit of deceit.
Okay, but it's so can this woman possibly be still just a family friend, and there's nothing nefarious going on, or do you think that if he had a relationship with her, there's always going to be some undercurrents there?
We can discuss it at a later date.
Okay.
But I want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
Give us your input.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've had that scenario, and if you know somebody that has, we want to hear the juice, but don't tell people's business, identifying information.
We will never disclose your name unless you want us to. And we'll keep change the names to protect the innocent.
Plus juicy. What should she do? What should you do?
Let's go.
So that's another episode. I think we covered it.
Another one in the can.
So here at Love, Life, and Luggage, we like to remind you to love again, embrace growth, and journey on.
Thanks for joining.